Okay, so welcome back to another video, guys. Uzi Chia here. Um, Last time we left off, I forgot about the foreshadowing. It cut off before, yeah, and then I the foreshadowing Bankai. So you already know by the word I just said what he would get in the video. So I wrote down the release name because I just need the release name. The release name was Bakuya. So yeah, he keeps it in his release state because I think it's dope. The release state is cool. So then, yeah, the thing is like, the bridge is named the Great Naruto Bridge still. Same goes as canon. So they go to like the Hokage's office. They go to the Hokage's office. Hiruzen asks what it is. Naruto basically says the same thing he said to his teammates in the last episode about how it's a living sword and like you have to say its name for it to get a form. So yeah, Naruto says like the same thing, and he's like, oh, okay, that's a little weird though. He's like, yeah, I know. And then like they do like a couple D-rank missions, and then Kakashi tells them about the tuning exams. They're like, they sign up basically because they want to. Before it starts, they train and stuff like that. Naruto trains on his raw speed. He doesn't need to train on his flash step because it's basically like teleportation still, and he can use 100 in sequence because he has large. I'm just saying, like, he has a large, extra large pool of like spiritual energy or spiritual power. Pressure. No, I'm joking. That's from a different enemy. Spiritual pressure. But yeah. Naruto trains on physical, like, raw speed. He can create. So, yeah. So, the abilities with this thing, I'm only giving him one at the moment. Because I don't feel like making. Well, I can't think of any more. So, I'm going to give him, like, a Rasengan power. He's not going to use chakra. He basically doesn't have chakra. He only uses, like, the spiritual, he only uses the spiritual energy or, like, spiritual power. Yeah, and his raw speed is so fast. The Rasengan power, he doesn't say Rasengan. He says something like Chirichiro, something like that. I'm gonna just call it Chirichiro. And it's basically explosion hits, like it explodes whenever he hits them. And then, yeah, his raw speed, the closest thing he gets to shadow clones is like 5 after images that are like solid. Yeah, then the tuning exam starts. Lee wants to fight Sasuke because Sasuke was like the rookie of the year. Sasuke still gets bodied. Yeah, that doesn't change. Naruto then says, I'll fight you, and then Lee's like, okay, but you're probably not as strong as Sasuke. He's like, oh, I'll show you how strong I am. And then Naruto then uses Flash Step. Lee's like, what's with this speed? It's faster than my eyes can track. They're like, and then guys over, like, watching. He's like, the body flicker? No, this is faster. It's like instant teleportation. And then Naruto doesn't use like doesn't have like the Soul Reaper job where he goes and kills hollows because there's no hollows in this universe. But yeah. Naruto then bodies Lee by hitting him with the Sharingan Shidan? Sharingan Shidan. Sharingan Sharingan. Yeah, Sharingan. It's like Sharingan. 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 Sharinganing. I'm just say that. I'm not good at coming up with names. Yeah, he uses that and explodes into the wall. Guy steps in, and then catches him before he hits the wall. Guy asks Naruto, "Was that the body flicker?" Because that was like too fast to be the body flicker. Naruto then says, "No, it's called flash step," and then Guy then says, "What's flash step?" Naruto then explains. He doesn't say about like the spiritual energy. He's like, it's an advanced version of the body flicker. It takes more chakra than the normal body flicker, and since I'm Uzumaki, I have enough chakra to use it. And he's like, oh, that makes sense. He's like, and then he's thinking to himself, that makes sense because it's the Uzumaki are known for their large chakra and their sealing things. But Naruto doesn't use chakra. He says it's chakra, but it's not. So then, yeah, the first exam starts. Naruto then looks around. He's like, 2 Chunin. Because he, like, recognizes, like, who those are. He's like, those are Chunin. And then he's like, oh, I get it now. The whole thing's about cheating, and you need to find... Yeah. So Naruto then jumps up from his seat at super fast speeds. No one can see him. He leaves an after image. Then... It's like the solid after image. So if it's like... It looks like it's taking a break. Sorta. Something like that. It's covering his paper. Naruto then bounces on the walls back and forth to look at the Chunin's paper. Then he gets all the answers. Yeah, he gets all the answers. And then he sits back down before the after image like dissipates. Then it dissipates while he's like inside of it, sort of. And he's like, whew. He thinks to himself, that was close. And then he writes down the answers. He flips over his paper and then lays his head down. Ibiki, he's looking there, is like, this kid just beat the 4th Hokage's time. He's like, this kid looks like the 4th Hokage for some reason, but he doesn't figure it out yet. Because he's stupid. He's just stupid. Ibiki's retarded. And then Naruto then whispers to himself, I don't think he's like, time for the 10th question. He explains the rules and stuff about the 10th question, like, if you answer it wrong, you can never become a Chunin. Naruto's in like, I can't have my dream of becoming Hokage if I can't complete my dream of becoming Hokage if I don't pass this question. That makes most people drop out. Like, 14 teams are left. Anko comes in, says, meet her at the Forest of Death in like 2 days. And then Naruto looks at her like, she's hot. I'm joking. I don't know about the pairings yet, but Naruto just thinks, why wear that revealing outfit? He thinks that to himself. Naruto then trains for 2 days. He goes up a little bit in power. He masters, like, the Sharingan. I don't know how to comment for a name for it. Because I'm not good at naming. That's just the name. Temporary name. If you want a different name, please comment what you want for the names to be. What you want the names to be. I'm still having the release name Bakuya. Because I like it. So yeah, and then the Forest of Death happens. Naruto then... They search for a team. They find a team. They have an Earth Scroll. Naruto's team has a Heaven Scroll. The enemy's has an Earth Scroll. They grab it. Naruto uses Flash Step to get out of there. Because he senses an ominous presence, which is Orochimaru, the snake Sanin. And then Naruto, they get to the tower before they beat Gaara. Gaara, like, I think it was Anime X's, or it was someone else's channel. They said Gaara was also a Soul Reaper. He's not in this one. I'm just saying Naruto and Naruto's late father, Minato, were Soul Reapers. Minato really didn't use the power because he didn't need it. He had chakra, like, he had enough to perform he had enough to perform whatever he continued to perform, like, in his original timeline, his time. But yeah, Naruto then brings them to the tower, beating Gaara, and then Orochimaru's like, where's that Uchiha? I don't know how to do his voice, but yeah. Naruto, he like relieves, he like lets out a sigh of relief. He opens the thing. Iruka then tries to scold Naruto or something like that. Oh yeah, Naruto doesn't have blonde hair in this one. I explained his looks. He looks like the normal Soul Reaper. He doesn't like... He has black hair because, like, Ichigo has orange hair. Naruto is, like, black with orange tips because I just think that would look cool. Black with, like, orange tips. I just think that looks cool. So, yeah, Naruto, he's all like, Naruto, he's like, oh, why are we in the building? He's like, we passed, or we got through it. And he's like, oh, good job. And then the preliminaries happen. Naruto unlocks his Bankai for some reason, because, like, the intense, like, training he's gone through, he unlocks his Bankai. He trains with his sword, sort of, like, his, like, I forgot the name of it. Well, it's basically Ichigo's Zanpakuto. Naruto then releases his Bankai. They're all like, what? His sword just changed and his outfit just changed. Then Hiruzen's like, so, it has more stages. So yeah, he unlocks his Bankai. I'm gonna probably upgrade his sword to, like, these two, but I'm gonna keep it like this for now. Oh well. It's gonna be this sword next, I think. Should I have that sword? Yeah, so his Bankai. I don't know these evolutions, but yeah. Ichigo's next two swords are gonna be like this. But think the one on the left is going to have, like, the bandage wrapped around it. But yeah, his next Bankai thing is gonna be that. I don't know the terms for it. I'm just gonna say it's like an evolution. But yeah, he releases Bankai, then Hiruzen's all like, what? He's like, so it has another stage? And then Kakashi, yeah, in this one, just like in Ichigo's Bankai, it gives them, like, a huge burst of speed. He uses his raw speed, and no one can see him, not even Guy. And Hiruzen, they're all like, bro, and then Naruto basically just knocks out Kiba. He's like, I didn't even have to use that. Kiba's really weak. And they're all like, yeah, whoa, what was that? They're all thinking the same thing, like, what was that? And they're all cheering out, like, that was cool. Stuff like that. Naruto then sits down. Everything goes per canon. Sasuke never got the curse mark, so he bodies the fodder ninja. I forgot his name. The one dude that steals chakra by touching you. So yeah, Naruto, it goes per canon. Then they get that 1 month training. Naruto doesn't look for Jiraiya. He just trains on his sword and with his Bankai. So Naruto has to use, like, the name for the Bankai. So he has to say Bankai to release it. I'm just going to say that because I just think it's cool whenever you want to power up, you just say Bankai. Yeah, it's dope. Yeah. It gives him a huge burst in speed, changes his clothes, stuff like that. Naruto then, training so hard, he's on the verge of death, sort of. Like, and then the Hollow comes out. Naruto then's like, what's this? And then the Hollow's like, I'm you. And he's like, no, you're not. Something like that. Naruto then battles it. He basically has control over it. He has control over his Hollow form. Like, you know how Ichigo, like, scrapes across his face and then he gets the Hollow Mask? Naruto has that. So yeah, it gives him like a huge burst in strength and endurance, because the Bankai gives him the speed, the Hollow Mask gives him like the strength and endurance. Yeah, and then he can combine it with his Bankai to give him like a boost in speed as well. But yeah, Naruto then, the Jiraiya can't find Naruto because he can literally not sense chakra coming from him at all. He's like, oh, he won't be able to learn what I was gonna teach him. Naruto still gets a summoning, but it's more like, what should I say? What summoning should I even try to give him? Like, comment down below what summoning I should give him. Like, there's lion, tiger, cheetah, the toad. I'm not gonna go. There's no toad, slug, or snake. I'm not gonna give him. There's crows. There's, just any type of animal you think would fit Naruto with his like cool attitude, laid back, stuff like that. His laid back attitude. He's super strong. Anything they would basically kill to have Naruto as their summoner. I'm just gonna say, because he's like super strong. Then like the final exams happen. I'm gonna change this up. Naruto goes up against Gaara. Sasuke goes up against Neji. Yeah, something like that. It goes the same. So Naruto goes up against Gaara first. Let me just say. Naruto then releases his Bankai. Then he uses his Hollow Mask. Everyone's like, "What's that?" They're all like, "Why does it feel so disturbing? Is that the Nine Tails?" And then Naruto's like, "It's not the Nine Tails, okay?" They're like, "Oh, okay," because they were like, "Oh my God, it's the Nine Tails." And they're like, "It's not the Nine Tails. It's something else. It's like a hidden power with the sword." They're like, "Oh, okay." And then he blitzes Gaara. He instantly knocks him out. He puts a seal on him. He puts a seal on Gaara. He still has a little bit of chakra. He has the same amount of chakra. He just doesn't use it. So he puts a seal on Gaara that keeps him from like the Shakaku thing. Orochimaru's like, Jesus Christ. He's like, I'm just gonna cancel the Konoha Crush because like I don't need that to happen. He's gonna do the Konoha Crush. And then whenever Naruto goes with Jiraiya to get Tsunade, Naruto then dies. I'm joking. It's more like, he dies, sort of. Then he goes to the Soul Society. And then everyone's like, who are you? He's like, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. I'm gonna end it there, guys. Please like and subscribe if you like anime content or what ifs in general. I will be posting daily. And I will end it here. See you guys in the next channel.